I'm down at the Everything EV show at Olympic Park. Come on down, have a look. You can touch the future with Deepal. Get zapped by a zappy. This is a brand called Xpeng that I haven't come across before. Xpeng. They have this one here that seems to be a little bit of a cross between a Porsche Panamera and a Tesla 3 by the look of it. Got a couple of interesting cars, but check this baby out. Yeah. Yes, I think I'd like to take this home. Thanks very much. Ford are here, and they're going all in on EVs. They've got their Wildtrak, hybrid Wildtrak. There is also a nice big area for test driving cars. Lots of people testing cars. They don't do this at the Sydney Motor Show, I tell you what. I would highly recommend it. There's the new Volkswagen electric EV Combi. Very nice. Cybertruck's here. Very popular. One of the most popular vehicles here at the show. Interestingly enough though, a lot of negative comments about the brand. Anyway, this is what the inside of a Cybertruck looks like. BMW are here. There's a lot of motorbikes, a lot of electric scooters. Expect to see a lot more happening in this space. This is what I want to look at. The new Combi. It's not that new actually, it's been out for a couple of years. But an EV Combi. Cadillac are here. This is the Cadillac Lyric. About $140,000 I believe, fully loaded up. But this is, I'm calling it, I reckon this is the nicest car at the electric EV show. Lovely. And it's a caddy. And when you shut that door, it sounds like a caddy. Polestar here, of course, just one of the many brands underneath the Geely umbrella. Geely actually have a stand here themselves, and I believe there's about 3 or 4 brands here, including Polestar, that are all actually part of the Geely company. And for those that don't know about Polestar, Polestar actually started out as Volvo's high-end sort of skunk works company, and when Geely bought Volvo, Polestar was valued at $10 million, now valued at just over $4 billion. They've even got boats here. Check this out. This one's on Sydney Harbour at the moment. It's called Candela, and it is a hydrofoiling EV boat. Look at that. I'd love one of these. About 700 grand, I believe. Check this out. It's an Australian brand. Fellow from Perth called Dennis Savage started his own motorcycle company. This is the equivalent of about a 600cc bike. Very, very unique looking design. I love it. I'm not really into bikes in a big way, so I'll be interested in comments from my friends who do ride bikes. But yeah, very interesting looking bike. All made in Australia. Available now. Registerable. You saw it here first, folks. Savage. So this is a really interesting thing. I told you before about Savage, the Australian brand. This is a brand of sort of hipster cafe racer type EV bikes, all handcrafted in New Zealand. Now, I would ask my friends who know a lot more about the auto industry than I do, when was the last time you saw an Australian or New Zealand car manufacturer appear? Very interesting. The EV market really offers a lot of opportunity for countries like Australia to get back into auto manufacturing. Do you like big utes? Are you a Land Cruiser? 'Cause it drives us. Are you a Land Cruiser fan? Well, don't worry. You don't have to pay for expensive diesel or petrol bills anymore. Just get an EV conversion. There's a big box in the front, and there's a mirror showing the motor or something. I don't know, battery, who knows. Anyway, I think it's about $70,000 worth of conversion. I said before, I thought the Caddy was the prettiest vehicle at the show. I don't know. This one's pretty nice. MG going back to their Roadster pedigree, admittedly all built in China. Pretty looking car. There you go, Verizon Van and Trucks. I'm here in the front seat of an EV van that's being shown here by Jamil Motors. I'm here with my mate John Jivax from Jamil Motors. How are things, John?
Very good, yeah. What we have here is the Farazan SV. This vehicle is capable of 376 k's of range on a single charge. A fully electric van. It's capable of charging from 30 to 80% in 26 minutes. 140 kilowatt charge input on DC and 11 kilowatt on AC. So packed with a lot of tech, 30 safety features, lots of different exciting things, heated and ventilated seats, load monitoring in the back to tell you your load to make sure you're not over your payload. And yeah, just a really
a smart van. I love that ventilated seat thing. And just out of interest, at the show, you were mentioning before that there's a lot of people split between existing EV drivers and people coming into the EV market. You mentioned something about governments. What can you tell me about that?
So we've had a lot of governments through the door today. They're really interested. They've got a lot of expectation, you know, at a high level to convert to electric. So there's a lot of ESG stuff happening there, and they can see the opportunity transitioning to both the SV and the H9e light truck that we have as well. So there's a good opportunity there, and we're going to be working closely with these governments to make sure it happens.
I think we're going to see a lot more of these brands in the future. Good on you, John. Keep the work up. Well done. Cheers. Bye. So no, this is not another episode of In the Car with Paddy. Don't worry, episode 4 is coming soon. Probably have the same soundtrack. No, that's just a bit of footage from me at the Everything Electric show. I managed to refer to electric EVs in that footage at least twice. And I even wish my good friend John Jivax from Jamil Motors to keep up the work. Keep up the good work, sorry John. Anyway, all the same, that's just me having a senior moment. What are my takeouts from the show? Really interesting. If you're already interested in EVs, unfortunately they want you to pay between $20 and $40 to come down and have a look at this show, which is a little bit disappointing. I managed to talk my way in on a free ticket. But look, really good, quite remarkable, the range of vehicles. Not every vehicle that's on display there is actually available for purchase right now. But I think the furthest out I heard was about July for a couple of the brands. Most of the brands that are on display there are available right now. It's a really interesting, it's almost 50-50 known brands: Audi, VW, Ford, a couple of others, you know, Kia, etc, MG. But then also, speaking of MG, a whole bunch of Chinese brands, a lot of them under the umbrella of the Geely Manufacturing Group, which is a behemoth in the Chinese automotive industry. And some of these cars, I got to tell you, they are phenomenally good looking cars. They're really comfortable, absolutely packed with good tech. Quite fair that the market would probably say, look, I'll wait 5 years, thanks, before buying a Chinese built car, just to make sure that the doors don't fall off. So far, they all look pretty good. There's nothing wrong with the EV tech. That's not the issue. The issue, well, that, you know, I think for me would be the body construct and that sort of thing. But again, they look really good. Having said that, the Tesla that we drive, not 100% sure that it wasn't built in China, to be honest. So might have been built in Portugal. Don't know where it was built. It arrived on a ship. And that's the other point too. There was 2 motorbike companies there, one from New Zealand, one from Australia. And a number of companies doing really interesting things around conversions, left-hand to right-hand drive conversions of cars. Oz EV, good on you fellas, doing a great job with the Ford 150 Lightning. Also a bunch of other companies there doing all sorts of different things, and they're really promoting the fact that in most cases they're using Australian tech. They're using technology in some cases that was all designed and built in Australia. So you might have seen a shot there from a Toyota Land Cruiser EV. My understanding was that's all Australian tech. So yeah, really interesting. We might see a resurgence in the automotive industry here in Australia on the back of the take-up of EVs. If you're an absolute EV doubter, well, then you're probably not going to waste 30, 40 bucks to go down and have a look at the EV show. But, and I'm not going to try and convince you to, but other than to say that, you know, the world is heading towards EV, there's a window of opportunity to keep buying internal combustion engine vehicles. But my kids who are in primary school right now, they're not buying internal combustion engine vehicles ever. They will be buying EVs. And EVs will be extraordinarily mature by the time they enter the market. So that's the way the world's headed. Yeah, incredible. Get down, have a look. Say hi to my mate John Jivax, working for Jamil Motors, who are the distributors of the Farazon van and truck range, which I was especially impressed with. As good as, but a little bit cheaper than the Ford E-Transit, I believe. Anyway, all the best.